Now for the fun game of can we get featured instance groups together? And it is Agaroth this week, which is... it's not my favorite, to be honest, but it could be worse.
Fair winds to you!
So while I'm watching the chat to see if people are advertising groups, I'm going to do the usual, grab some bounties, and see if I can knock a couple of these out before a group gets going. And again, worst case scenario, I'll throw a group together myself. Unlike Woe of the Willow, Agaroth does take a little bit of group composition. It really helps if you have somebody who's sort of a tank at least. Just for the amount of incoming damage on that one compared to Willow. So unlike last week, you can't just 3 DPS blitz it and not care at all. You can, you just have to be a little bit careful. Clearly somebody else is running these because I missed the tree already. Let's see if that leaves me the salamander or if I'm just way behind. Sorry, Mr. Bear, I pulled aggro. You can have it back. Please take it back. It is yours if you want it. I do not actually want it on me if I can help it. And I'm guessing that person has already done all the rest of these because they're going back to town. Dang it. Might have a featured instance group starting up. Hopefully I caught it quick enough. Excellent. So we have 2 rune keepers. We could definitely use somebody in a bit of armor. Or 2 rune keepers and a minstrel. Okay, so the lack of paying attention definitely got me killed, but it got me out of combat too.
Deep in the frozen wilds of Forokel, the Arnorian fortress
And some days that's what's more important.
Although no living souls have set foot there for thousands of years, thou now findest thyself in a race to reach its vault before the forces of Angmar. Alas, it appears the ice still blocks our path forward, as it did when I last came to this place, before I set sail.
Let us not give up hope so soon. This ice sounds quite thin, and I think I hear something on the other side. We may be able to break through this.
So this instance has cool design, but it has so much talking.
What is this? Intruders! You, alert Igris at once! We have almost broken through to the fortress. We cannot allow our work to be interrupted!
The Angmarim have arrived before us. How? The way was still hidden.
And give the group scrolls and tokens just so that we have our buffs going. Because we got 3 clothies here, so this could be
fire
fun.
magic to melt through the ice and snow. We must push forward. They cannot be allowed to breach the hold.
That's kind of interesting. I think we've got a fire rune keeper, Minnie, who's definitely in DPS spec, and then I've got lightning going. So we have an interesting spread. And it's also apparently the first time I've taken this character into this instance because I'm getting the deeds for in here. I really thought that I had done this on the Runekeeper. We don't need to kill those guys, but... Oh, okay, good. You don't need to kill those guys. No. Too late, we're killing those guys. Now here's a pull that sucks. And none of us got knocked into the next pull down, thankfully.
Excellent. I am eager to leave this frozen pit for good. No one warned me of the smell of a wet Garadon.
Contempt is mutual, witch. Once you master us as prize, our pact is broken.
The ranger who has been poking around has finally arrived. So much excitement all at once. Let them observe our moment of glory, and then you may incinerate them. Arthroth at last. Wait, what is happening?
What's happening is that we're leaving the NPCs behind. But that'll happen.
No! We are so close! Omarim, Garadine, deal with this problem. I must contact the Master at once.
It's funny though, in here almost everybody does the left boss first. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who does the right hand boss first.
And the chieftain of the Goradai.
It's just like an agreed upon thing.
Seems those Angmarim fools bit off more than they could chew. But we are still bound by pact, so I must defend them. Come then, face a chieftain of the Gauradine!
So this might be interesting, because I'm pretty sure this guy has a pretty heavy-hitting ranged attack he throws out, and all 3 of us are tactical classes. So we've got light armor. There might be a death in this one. Not entirely certain. So I'm going to try and drop the puddle out here, away from the boss.
Only the strength of your pack!
Oh, spear's going on the minstrel. You should maybe move out of that. Or not. You know, just stand in it. It's cool. Distributed damage. Alright, so the minstrel almost died.
Take it and
But they did stand in bad almost the whole
I
time.
accept your boon, Garadon, but it is unnecessary. I have more than enough power to destroy these interlopers.
So, you know, there is that. Don't stand in fire unless you're me. And that wasn't even real fire. And speaking of fire, the next boss is basically a game of the floor is lava. So, more fun. This is one of the places where I love being a yellow line runekeeper because my DPS is just so bursty. The red line runekeeper with us can do the big wind up and have some AoE, and I'm basically just in here popping ends.
We have breached the fortress, Master, but there is a complication.
Okay, this is going to be fun. Let's see if everybody is
I will handle it
successful.
myself.
Okay, come on, get in. Good nitty. Let's see if everybody's successful about running off the
Destroyed
fire.
at the hands of Ygritte the Ashen. The Witch King has commanded it. You will observe our pact, spirit! By the power of the Witch King! Burn to cinders!
Guys, that's interruptible. You can interrupt too, I promise.
Burn to cinders!
Nope. At least nobody died standing in bad, so that's a plus.
Stand down, Sardiroth. These outsiders have proven they are not in league with the invaders. Come forward. We must speak.
And now for talking. So very much talking is about to happen. What can I use up here? Because this is starting to get bad.
Hail to you, Sardiroth, you said? Stone Wardens? I am Lothrandir, a ranger of the north, a Dunedain. How long have you been here? Be welcome among us, brother. We cannot say how long we have lingered. The passing of years means nothing to the dead. And who else is with thee?
Okay, I freed up a little bit of room.
But not one of our order. Wait, art thou?
Oh, outgoing healing rating
not,
and
but
will
there
and
can be
vitality.
no
So that actually wouldn't be too bad for my healing set.
Fallen king of Elendil's line. We are at thy service, my liege. Why dost thou linger in Middle-earth, honored king?
I would ask thee the same question, Captain. It has been thousands of years since anyone set foot here, living or dead.
Even a king knoweth us not. Then we truly were abandoned. Long ago, King Valandur of Arnor ordered that a powerful relic of Numenor, the Hell,
And now we get the fun thing where the
for the enemy had begun to
voiceover is still
strive
going
against the
behind
West
us,
once more.
and it's going to overlap with this scene here.
Wytheen!
The Losoth troubled over nothing. The sky is cloudless, the sea calm.
He sent his son, Prince Elendur, and a contingent of knights to take
We're
the
just
relic
gonna have
into hiding
overlapping
among the
storytelling.
northern mountains. Here it was placed, and Agoroth
This instance
still
just has
surrounded.
so much talking.
Any ship built by Lord
But
Círdan
hopefully,
is most
at the
sound,
end of
but
it,
the Losoth are wise to fear the dark magic of Gularon.
at least one of us
Keep on your
rolls loot
guard.
would be nice.
There is Arvidwi, and he's alive. Is this a vision of the past? Indeed,
And we'll also see if anybody gets knocked into the water.
the moment of the Thorvald.
Because that's always the comedy in this one, is does
Is
anybody
it
go
really
swimming?
possible for the Witch King to summon a storm? How could he possess such power?
Powers from ages past still lingers in this world, held by the wise and those who die not. Servants of the enemy are not to be underestimated. For generations we protected Agoroth in secret. But then one day, we all felt a great sense of unease, as if the wind carried evil itself. What followed was a storm of unnatural terror. Something is wrong. Can you feel it?
Okay, there's
Even
our
without
visage of the
my
Witch
body,
King.
I sense the change. I feel chilled in my very spirit.
So we're going to have stacking flurry of words.
Fell upon the narrow dell for many days on end, trapping us inside.
And we're going to have so many runestones.
Freeze to death and eventually starved. No help from Arnor came. We all perished, despairing. The last time I felt this way was just before the fell storm that doomed the Sardiroth. No. Even knowing what is destined to happen here, I'm still filled with dread. But we did not pass on. Our oath to protect the Helcathar had bound us to this place. The enemy had conjured a storm to destroy us. But we
Nice. We actually had enough damage in here that we got him
By the
down
Vala.
before he did his
How can a
waves.
storm build so quickly?
brace yourselves, Dunedain. He has
That is
found us.
definitely a way to do it.
And that is why we linger. Though the vault has not been opened since... What is that? Can they not see him? It seems the Witch King has real power, even in a vision of the past. Be ready for anything. A tragic tale. Seems oaths really do contain
Okay,
great
so
power.
let's see what we got.
Yes, especially
A lot of
those
Helcathar,
presence of
so
a
housing
Valgathar.
item.
Thou deservest to finally
see.
see thy charge.
I don't think I can even open that box yet until I get rid of some of this crap.
apart!
Curse thee, Witch King of Angmar!
Okay.
I will not allow thee to win! I swear I
Make some
will
inventory
not
space
be
here
the
real
last
quick.
king! Ah!
And
We are back in Argoroth.
did I roll
We
loot?
defeated the Witch King's manifestation. But the Thorvald
Okay, so I got
still
the
perished at
soothing
sea.
cap of remembered rivals,
Past cannot be changed.
which actually is
We
good
can learn
because
from
I've
what
been
we
wearing
witnessed.
crappy leveling gear.
Thought I would have to live through my death a second time. So many lost because of my actions.
So
My damn
this,
Pride. Why did I not heed the words of the Losoth Elder?
more,
Escape the
there's my teleport. Okay, so this gives me more will,
Forgive me for my
more
curse,
vitality,
but I see no reason for thou to
doesn't
punish
have
thyself
finesse
still for thine
and
own
tactical
demise.
mitigation.
Thou wert
It has
desperate,
incoming
true,
healing
but for haste,
and
not
physical
for an end
mitigation,
to thy
but I should be
suffering.
able to slot in
Thou
a
had just
finesse
learned that thine
essence.
allies were on their way
to make up for the
retake
loss of
thy
finesse.
kingdom from thy most hated enemy.
What essences do I have?
It
Oh,
was thy
I already have
duty
a
to take part in that
finesse right there.
to regain thy throne upon victory.
So, let's see, where did that end up? There we are. Okay, so I don't have... I'm going to lose some finesse, and losing the tactical mitigation also hurts a bit, but the other stats adding up is way worth it. So that is going into the mix. And apparently I'm using another set piece because I think I have shoulders. Yep. So that gives me even more vitality from the set bonus. That's definitely a good start. Okay. Gonna guess that these are not gonna be an upgrade from the leveling gear. Less will, less vitality, yeah. In a pinch, maybe a healing set piece, but kind of meh. But that was the key first thing down, was one featured instance done, and actually rolled loot and got one of the pieces I was looking to replace on this character. Wasn't the ideal stat curve because it's incoming healing. It wasn't either outgoing healing or just like tactical mastery or something generally useful. But still good soloing gear. So I'm going to swap over to the champion. And I'm going to do the same thing again, see if I can get myself another featured instance group, because that one went quickly. Champion, I'm not really doing it so much for the gear. It wouldn't suck getting some extra gear. Anything I get is probably actually going to be just handed down to other characters from the champion because these are compound pieces. More than the gear on the champion, it's more just a case of it's fun to run instances when people are actually running them consistently. this guy as well is definitely running low on inventory space. Do I have anything I can get rid of? One of these days, I will actually take the time and do some inventory management. I am sorely lacking on that front at the moment. Alright, that gives me at least some slots left. Where is my task carry-all? I put it on some character and then completely forgot where it was. And now it's going to be lather, rinse, repeat of probably just go hang out in Bel Inzel, do one or two of the bounties, and keep an eye on the looking for fellowship chat. Looking for people putting together featured instance groups. Hopefully I get as lucky as I did on the Runekeeper, and there's somebody putting together a group pretty quickly, and I don't have to wait. I don't mind as much being the one to put together the group on the champ, because I am a heavy armor class, and if need be, I don't have to worry quite so much about who's going in there with me as I do on the Runekeeper. And once again, that leaves me 2 for 2 on getting to the tree just as somebody else is finishing it up. We'll see if I can get the salamander, or if somebody else is already on their way down there. It looked like that person was heading back to town, so I'm assuming that they did the route where they do the salamander first and the tree last. Yeah, because the salamander's still up. So I should be able to get at least one of these in. Right, one Mountie down. Nobody yelling in chat yet for featured instance groups, so I'll probably pop down, check the crab, and maybe the beast, and if there aren't any featured instance groups coming together after those two, I'll just start looking to put something together. Why do I get the feeling that these people just killed the crab? Why is there always that small subset that insists on running the order backwards from what everybody else does? That means the beast is probably dead too. Yep. Yeah, that group that ran past was doing the reverse order that basically everybody does this place in, which just messes it up for everybody else. Got the crow at least. And one featured instance group that somebody was putting together in chat. Oh, let's see if I can get this one. I'm going to say one group that was being put together in chat basically immediately filled up, but here we go. Got me and a berg. And a rune keeper. Awesome.
Deep in the frozen wilds of Forochel,
Switch back over to my AoE spec.
Although no living souls have set foot there for thousands of years, thou now findest thyself in a race to reach its vault before the forces of Angmar.
Incredible!
Don't actually need to be a tank spec
Arnor
anymore.
still exists up here, hidden and untouched for centuries.
Alas, the ice still walks our path, as it did when I last came to this place, before I set sail.
What is this? Intruders! You, alert Ygritte at once! We have almost broken through to the fortress. We cannot allow our work to be interrupted!
Let us not give up hope so soon. This ice sounds quite thin, and I think I hear something on the other side. We may be able to break through this.
Let the burglar do their thing. Oh, they did the thing where they just woke everybody.
Excellent. I am eager to leave this place.
Stuns. Gotcha.
No one warned me of the smell of a wet Garadon.
and contempt is milk.
And for you guys, I have stuns also.
Master us his prize. Our pact is broken.
The ranger who has been poking around has finally arrived. So much excitement all at once.
And just like last
Let them
time,
observe our moment of
everybody
glory,
goes left
and
first.
then you may incinerate them. Ogroth at last. Wait, what is happening?
Sardiroth, the enemy comes. Protect Argoroth at all costs.
No! We are so close! Marine, Garadine, deal with this problem. I must contact the Mothra at once.
Oh, apparently I completed a guard on Slayer D2, so
We must assist them.
Aye, defeating both
won't
the
argue
leaders
with
of
some
Almarine and the chief
virtue
of
XP and
Doradine
Lotro points.
may prove our allegiance to them.
It seems those Angmarim fools bit off more than they could chew. But we are still bound by pact, so I must defend them.
And yes, I am going to be that nerd who switches specs for a boss.
Doradine!
If I really wanted to be a nerd, I would switch into a tank spec. Oh, and the burglar just said that they switched spec for the boss as well, and they're yellow, so they're basically just going full support on us.
Show me the strength of your pack! Feel the sting of my spear!
Yeah, yellow berg and a red line champion just means that I can go absolutely hog wild on this and not have to worry.
Show me the strength of your pack!
Just so long as I actually pay attention and don't get eaten alive by bleeds.
One last boon to offer. Take it and gain victory!
I accept your boon, Garadon, but it is unnecessary. I have more than enough power to destroy these interlopers.
But that bodes really well for what the other bosses should look like in here, even though we are 2 melee, so the fire boss might be fun. Burglar forgetting that we can't burgle like they can. But then again, burglars can't do this. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Although this burglar is really good. So, 0 complaints here. Burglar out of 10. Just always nice when I get a burglar who doesn't do the bite off more than they can chew thing, and actually does a crap load of damage.
We have reached the fortress, Master, but there is a complication.
Okay, back to red line.
No, I will handle them myself. Outsiders, you will be destroyed at the hands of Ygritte the Ashen. The Witch King has commanded it.
And give the group scrolls.
You will observe our path, spirit! Burn to cinders! By the power of the Witch King! Burn to cinders! Burn to ash! By the power of the Witch King!
Nope.
Useless Garadon magic. Not enough.
Nobody here is burning
I
the
have
cinders.
failed
Thank you very much.
Best.
Stand down, Sardiroth. These outsiders have proven they are not in league with the invaders.
Okay, do I still have inventory space?
Forward.
Yes, most of it.
We must speak.
Do we have the arcade with us? Yes, good, good. And with this group, there should not be any need for me to do something like something silly like
Hail to
switching
you,
to a tank spec or
Sardiroth,
anything like
you
that for
said?
this.
Stone Wardens? I am Lothrandir, a ranger of the north. Be welcome among us, brother. We cannot say how long we have lingered. The passing of years means nothing to the dead. And who else is with thee? Another lost soul, but not one of our order. Wait, art thou? We know thee not, but there can be no mistake. Thou art a fallen king.
Might be the first time in here for the Runekeeper, or the first time in a while. You never know.
Renioheen! Tolgui Arana Wytheen! Why dost thou linger in Middle-earth, honored king?
The Losoth troubled over nothing. The sky is cloudless, the sea calm. I would ask thee the same question, Captain. It has been thousands of years since anyone set foot here, living or dead.
Any ship built by Lord Círdan is most sound, but the Losoth are wise to fear the dark magic of Gularan. Keep on your guard. Even a king knoweth us not.
This is one of those places where I really do just kind of wish you had the option to say when you start into an instance, everybody here has done this at least 3 or 4 times. Can you give us the abridged version of the
We
roleplay
are to
scenes?
see the moment. of
We've
the
seen this all
Thorvald's
so many times.
Long ago, King Valandur of Arnor ordered that a powerful relic of Numenor, the Helcassar, be moved, for the enemy had begun to strive against the West once more.
Is it really possible for the Witch King to summon a storm? How could he possess such
Okay,
power?
there's our visage
Powers from
appearing off
ages
the ship,
past
which means
still
he should be
lingers in
here
this
shortly.
world, held by the wise and
My
those who
food
die
is still
not.
good.
Servants of the enemy are not to be underestimated.
Sailors are running around
Sent
panicked.
his son, Prince Elend,
So can we kill this before he does one of his ice
the
waves?
relic into hiding among the northern mountains. Here it was placed, and
Let's
Agoroth
see.
built around it.
Something is wrong. Can you feel it?
Yes, even without my body, I sense the change. I feel chilled in my very spirit. The last time I felt this way was just before the fell storm that doomed Agoroth.
Even knowing what is destined to happen here, I'm still filled with dread.
For generations we protected Agoroth in secret. But then one day, we all felt a great sense of unease. as
Nope,
if
nope,
the
here's
wind
sudden squall.
carried Evil itself. And what followed was a storm of unnatural terror. Ablathim!
So he is going to do his thing.
The Vala! How can a storm build so quickly?
Brace yourselves, Dunedain. He has found us.
But nobody actually went
Snow
swimming,
and ice fell
so
upon
that's a
the
plus.
Arrowfell for many days on end, trapping us inside. Those that did not freeze to death eventually starved. No help from Arnor came. We all perished.
What is that? Can they not see him?
It seems the Witch King has real power, even in a vision of the past. Be ready for anything. But we did not pass.
Okay, so let's see.
Our oath to protect the Helcassar had bound us.
Some people got cloaks,
The enemy
etc.
had conjured a storm to destroy us, but would
Fellowship.
never have its prize. And that is
So I
why
got
we linger.
basically a couple copies of the same ring, which really don't do me any
Elendor sealed
good.
it.
They might be decent for when I get a when I
We
get
continue to
my
keep the Helcassar safe
my captain
from the
or my
enemies of
guardian
Arnor.
to 150 if I don't have
tragic
anything for them yet.
We've lost control. The ship is being torn apart.
But let's see what
Yes,
is in the
especially
box.
those sworn in the presence of Avandasar. Thou deservest
Nope,
to find
no gear.
thy charge, Captain. Curse thee, Witch King of Angmar! I
an
will
enhancement
not allow
rune.
thee to win! I swear I will not be the last king! Ah!
So that could have been a lot worse, because I got the
We are
gear
back in
drop
Argoroth.
on the one
We
that I
defeated
actually
the Witch
really
King's
wanted it
manifestation.
on.
But the Thorvald
So, you know, I got it on the Runekeeper.
The past cannot be changed, but we can learn.
If I'd gotten another if I'd gotten another heavy piece on this guy, it literally would have just been a hand-me-down for another character. So it ain't the end of the world.
Because of my actions. My damnable
See if I can get the rest of my bounties here.
The words of the Loshoth Elder.
Trees
The
down.
frozen swallow of a
See if I can get the
refugee.
crab.
To reclaim my status as royalty or to deliver vengeance upon Angmar.
King Arvidwi, forgive
Okay,
me
good.
for
The
my
crab's up
curt
at
words,
least.
but I see no reason for
I've still got buffs rolling from the instance, so
demise.
make use of those. Okay, that should be crabbed down. Let's go check on the beast. Figure since I'm here and since the 2 featured instances ended up running so quick, I may as well finish the bounties before I swap over to the captain. Okay, so let's see. Last one I need is the tree. It's got everything else taken care of already. Hopefully the tree's back up by the time I circle back around. Or somebody will have just finished killing it by the time I get there, which would actually be more appropriate somehow. Okay, good. The tree is up. Gonna run a little past it, see if I can run off the cats and other mobs that were following me. Just not to drag them into combat also, because they can just be a pain. But there's at least one thing that it doesn't seem to want to leash, so hopefully it won't get all the way here and get in the way. Oh, and here's a Cappy. And unfortunately, they didn't throw their banner down in a great spot, and I wasn't able to drag the tree into the banner for much of that fight. But if you see a captain put down a banner for a mob that you're fighting, and the mob is on you, always try and pull the mobs into the banner if you can help them. Don't waste a captain's cooldowns.
Fair winds to you. It is a fine day indeed. Oi.
Okay, grabbing my embers.
Fair winds to you.
And then I'm going to swap back over to the Runekeeper.
Greetings, kind traveler.
Finish the bounties I've got left on that character, then swap over to the captain and see if I can get a little bit more leveling done. Wish I had more 150s because people are still doing featured instance groups in chat. But you can only get the good loot the once. You can really only get the loot the once per day. One day I really hope that Lotro, when we get new servers and updated clients, gets quicker about getting to and from the character select screen and doesn't try and crash half the time when you get there. Okay, back to the shield aisles. And I still got a little bit of inventory room.
It is a fine day indeed.
So what was I able to actually get? Okay, I really just got the salamander on the Runekeeper. That's right, because by the time I got to the crab, the group was getting put together and I was distracted and died. Okay, no tree. I'm wondering if the tree still hasn't spawned since I killed it on the on the champion. Oh, hey, nice to see you in. Yeah, I'm not doing any Umbar story right now. I'm just running around on Bel Inzel, which is a little isle that has kind of bounty mobs that people do. Oh, and I just missed the crab. Oh no. You get a lot of these ad hoc hunting groups that form up and do them. But yeah, definitely, if you haven't been out here yet, don't spoil anything. And after I finish these, I am going to be doing some of the King's Gondor story. So if you haven't been through there, you definitely don't want to see it. Good evening, Hoya. Oh, gotta get in and get my tag in on this, because this, oh, I think the wandering group went off doing something else. So they might be another one of those weirdo groups that does the island in the reverse order. I've seen a couple of those today. But I am just finishing up getting a couple of these bounties out in the shield isles done on my Runekeeper. I got both of my 150s run through the featured instance earlier. So I'm really curious about that. What are your thoughts on the beginning of the Corsairs of Umbar expansion being more Gondor rather than Umbar? Because it definitely is a bit divisive. Big bird, but there's two of us here, so it will go down pretty quick. These bounty mobs that they put out here, initially, I think they kind of were assuming that people's gearing levels was going to be really low by the time they got to the island. So they spawned them at like 146 to 148 signatures. And then they realized pretty quickly on that they needed to make them more difficult, and so now they spawn at 149 to 151. And they're still soloable if you're well geared. They really are not anything other than just something daily for players who are at or around the level cap to do to get a bit of currency. I think that's the only one I needed left. Oh, nope, I still need the crab because I missed it with that other group. I have the sneaking suspicion that this guy might as well. So I don't think he came from that big horde. I'm gonna wait just a minute on this one because, kind of like with the champion, this is the one that does chew me up a little bit if I'm not careful, so it would be really nice if somebody else showed up to help. I know it's terrible, but sometimes it's just nicer if you don't have to fully pay attention. And apparently nobody's out here doing this one, so crab's on me. This is actually what killed me earlier in the day because I was partway through fighting it when I started getting a group formed. Something, something, don't fight in crab. This time around I'm going to cheat and just use cooldowns, because I don't want to die again. Oh, and of course, now people show up just after I finish killing the crab. My timing is brilliant. my
Fair winds
100
to you.
embers for the day. And of course I don't have enough room to do that. Oh, Bella, I hate to be critical, but there's not a ton difficult in the new area yet. There's a lot of really good story and scenery, but because we don't have the instance clusters, there's just the questing content. The only real sort of group content that we have in the new areas right now is there's this little island off to the side here. And this is the island of Bel Inzul. And there are daily 5 bounty mobs that you can grab from the bounty board here and just go around the island. It's really all this place is for. It's not connected to any story or anything else like that. So there's no spoilers, no content here other than just come here and do these 5 mobs. If you're brand new 150 and you haven't worked on doing any gearing up, they can be difficult. They're really aimed at 1 to 3 players depending on your level of gearing and your spec. But they're absolutely soloable if you've got a good build and you're relatively geared and you pay attention, which is my major failing. They've buffed them at least the once, but they're really not challenging in the sense that you want to get an overland group together to go take care of them. So they're meh. Sorry, had to just answer a quick question in kin chat. Somebody was asking about crafting. But yeah, they're a nice little mini challenge, and they're definitely it definitely helps having a couple people along. But overall, the new content is more of Lotro's very solo geared. Yeah, I mostly play solo as well. I've been doing more group content recently. I actually that was the primary reason that I joined the kin I'm in, is because I was looking for people who are active doing group stuff at least semi-regularly. But for many years, I played Lotro functionally as a solo game. Yeah, I've always had the rule that I try and stick to with Valar's, and it's just a purely personal thing. And I have broken it a couple of times and typically regretted it. I don't Valor a class that I haven't played to at least 100, and I don't Valor a character that I haven't played to at least 50. I really feel like up until that point, I don't have the attachment. And it definitely, I get what you mean about the super easy. Like, I'm thankful that they put the landscape difficulty system in. I know a lot of times if I'm not just looking to casually cruise through stuff, I find that at least setting it to level 2 or 3 on the difficulty scale is kind of what I would consider a new good default running around difficulty, if that makes sense. I don't need an angry... Actually, no, I might want that Old Man Willow housing item, because I think I might have the other one, not the angry one. I'll just sell it again if it's a duplicate. My inventory management skills are atrocious. Yeah, at this point, other than the Mariner and the Brawler, okay, Mariner, Brawler, and Burglar. Had to remember, I knew there was one more. There aren't any classes other than those that I haven't leveled to at least 100 on one character, one server, or another. So usually I've got a pretty solid grasp on class basics for most of the classes. And that's why if I haven't played a class to 100, I usually don't like using the Valar. And if it's a character that I haven't played to at least 50, it might not be... That might mean it's a character that I just don't care that much about, you know? Because yes, I am a weirdo who gets attached to characters. Oh man, I should find an essence and start using that cloak. Okay, clearly I have not been paying attention to this character's gear either. Okay, that should give me enough room to turn quests in at least.
Greetings, kind traveler. Fair winds to you. Greetings, kind traveler. Fair winds to you. It is a fine day indeed.
Burn up the rep tokens because, of course, with Umbar they gave us new allegiances. They're bringing that system back. And holy cow, I need to clear out the potions on this character. This is embarrassing. Okay, let the kin person who was asking me questions about gear know that I'm about to alt. And now it is captain time, because I really want to get my captain closer to 150. So I miss having a level capped captain. So where did I leave off? Okay, I see where I left off on this character. So you say you're a long way from max. How far in are you, and what have you been playing? So I'm always curious to see what people are going through. There are definitely eras of the game that I know much better than others because I've taken lots of breaks and played catch up over the years. Okay, so this is the character where I had that task item carry all. Man, that would have been nice on the others. Oh well. Can I get anywhere I need to go?
What can I do for you?
Nope, nothing in here gets me anywhere near where I need to go. I think Dol Amroth is going to be my closest.
A king has come again to Gondor.
Yeah, Lotro is a great game to not rush on, so I absolutely get that. I have characters that I do the kind of slow roll on, and I also have characters that I try and rush to the end so I can gear them and have them ready to do stuff. I try and do a mix. Like right now, this captain is over-leveled for the stuff I'm doing. So I'm pretty much just going through the epic quests out here in King's Gondor. Yeah, I like to say that when I play my captains, it is much less that I am the main character, and it's more that I'm just the support system for my archer, because they are way cooler than I am and are far more effective, as evidenced by the mobs immediately ignoring me. So let's see, 84, that would be... I'm trying to remember what was that level range. Helm's Deep, or is that before Helm's Deep? It's been a while. That'd be what? Late Rohan or into Helm's Deep? Because it wouldn't be all the way through Pass of the Dead yet and into what's that place? Gondor. Yeah, wouldn't be out of Pass of the Dead and into Blackroot Vale, because that's in the 90s. think if I remember right, I can find Corsairs down here on the beach. Okay, gotcha. So doing oh, the height bold. Does anybody still actually do height bold and go through the full thing anymore? I remember that being fun once, maybe twice, and then, like, never again for me. One of those things that was just, it was a neat idea at the time, but once it became something where you weren't sticking around in that area for a long time because it was no longer the end game, there just wasn't the impetus to be there for, you know, the weeks it would take to really do height bold justice. Okay, 2 more Corsairs should do it. But there's a deed for these guys here, so I don't mind getting a few extra. See, I love the story and questing in Rohan. Like, it is one of my favorite story pieces to go through. If it wasn't designed so heavily around the use of the war steed and what they wanted you to do with quests and just how big the zone is and you know, the empty spaces between places. But I love the storyline that progresses as you go through the various towns preparing for what's coming. And I mean, heck, if it's been a while since you've done height bold, it's fun to do at least once. I just don't know if they've made it any quicker to do the progression of it. At this point in time, I would hope that they've done something to speed up the progression to make it relevant for people going through, now that that's not where endgame is sitting for them at the moment.
You took care of the beasts that threaten Melgabos?
Yep, Lynx and Corsairs both. Gotta keep the king and the queen safe. Oh, yeah. When War Steeds came out, that was rough. What I have found is they've improved it some, and when you get to the point where you can put the at least 7 of 7 in agility to get a little bit more control, that seems to help. But it is still not something that I am
If you have the trust
overly
of
keen
King
on.
Alashar, I suppose you have more than earned my own.
I'm just going to take one of these rewards because I ain't going to use it.
This is not the first time Orgalos has slipped his keeper's watch.
Okay, and we're going to go very heroically search for a missing child. I've done these particular quest lines a fair handful of times, and at least once also relatively recently with one of my other alts, so I'm kind of just casually breezing through a lot of these. No sign of the lost child on the beach. Where could he be? Somebody else who is leveling through a little bit over-leveled from the area. They're 146.
You found no sign of the boy?
Alright, maybe King Elisar's got an idea where to look. Kids like climbing, and there's a big tall building off in the distance. Wonder if that's a thing. And yeah, this is just about the only thing I use the idiot pony for, is mounting up and going long distances at speed. I just basically refuse to do the mounted combat if I can get away with not doing it. But it is nice for stuff like this.
There is always work to be done.
What's up, Gula Gulo? How you doing, man? Got through a couple of instances early on my 150s. So now I'm just working on leveling another. It goes well. I got good loot rolls on 1 out of my 2 chances for featured instance loot, and it was actually a piece I needed on the character that got it, so that was pretty swanky. Yeah, I gotta get back in there and get a little bit of work done on my Ember's character for Thursday.
Aye, this is just the sort of place I expected. What do you make of these tracks?
Oh, you're gonna make me look at the Aragorn, I already know where we're going here. Yeah, Vin and Theric and all roped me into standing in for Vendini for some of the Thursday streams, going back to Embers, so I think our plan is to basically just more or less keep the new characters we rolled
What do you want? I'm not ready
together
to return to
progression-wise.
and you cannot make me.
So trying not to play
Who is that man?
off stream, or rather off group, other than a little bit of crafting and stuff like that.
Orgalos. We will follow you to Lond Kyrian.
Alright, we're going to Lon Kyrian now, and thankfully, I already picked up a travel skill to go there. Yeah, I guess there was talk of everybody reusing the characters that we played last time, but some people have played them and leveled them further, and others haven't really played since the end of the 201 groups. So that's the current cap there right now, is 50, right? Okay, did I grab the Stable Master? Yes. Yeah, and from what I hear, they actually have fleshed out the, like, beyond level 30 content, right? So there's actually stuff to do now?
Here we are.
They were starting to work on that when we were playing it before, but that was like a year ago.
Orgalos is very excited.
It was a ways back.
But you and the king should first present yourselves to the Lady Mother.
Nice. Yeah, that was one where at the time we played it, I like to think that I was harsh but fair in the grading of it, but it was with the caveats of I really want to see what they do a year down the road kind of thing. And so far I've been, you know, at least pleasantly surprised on the kind of quality of life and just overall polish they've done.
King Ellison.
And the time that we've been back. That's what I was seeing, is that they're supposed to have one out soon.
Goloskil's heir is too young to rule.
Because in December, I think they put out a big patch notes that had a bunch of the stuff that they had put in, as well as talking about a roadmap coming out soon. So that would be good. Don't think I can go any further here. Nope. Okay. Man, there's a bunch of people questing through here right now. Popular route. Okay, I need docks, bridge, docks, and bridge. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm tagged in for with the Thursday night crew. Right now, I'm basically just filling in for Vin while he's unavailable for a few Thursday evenings. But it's been neat checking it out again, seeing what they've changed, as well as that old familiar starting stuff. There we go. Elevator. Man, these confused the heck out of me the first time I saw them. Then I realized, oh wait, this is an elevator. It's just done as a portal.
Ho there! I come here often to watch the soldiers training.
Alright, so we found the kid, we've explored the docks. The first time I came through here, I rode past those so many times because it looks like it would be an elevator, but I didn't see an immediately clickable wheel, so I just, I didn't want to run out into thin air, but then I got the right angle and I saw, oh wait, that's a portal. And then I felt dumb because I'd been going, like, literally the first few times I did this, to go down, I would just jump off of this ledge here. No, there's a way through town. There we are. Next objective is to go scout out the big, huge bridge. And when I say big, huge bridge, I don't mean that it's a small bridge. Gondor doesn't build things small. They build things on the Gondor scale. Check in with the watchman here. See the scenery.
I saw you in King Elisar when you arrived at Lon Curion in the company of young Master Orgelus.
And now back to King Elisar, who I am just now, after all these months, getting used to calling King Elisar instead of just Aragorn.
Lady Mara and I have come to an understanding. Lady Mara's scouts patrol the lands hereabout in search of Corsair raiding parties.
Okay, yep, this is where I need to go find the scouts that have been sent out and rescue them from the trouble that they've gotten into, predictably. Go do the one that's by themselves first. When somebody tells you that they've sent out scouts, but they haven't heard back from them in a while, it's never because of something good. It's always because the scouts have gotten themselves in trouble. In any game, anywhere. Your first scout should be around here someplace. There we go.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
And yes, I do significantly outlevel the content, and I don't have the difficulty turned up from the base setting, because I am really just doing this to cruise through quests and level this character. So those guys are pretty much just murder fodder. All these mobs around here are 4 to 5 levels below me. Okay, and could scout number 2 possibly have found trouble? Scout number 2 also found trouble. Shocked. Shocked them. And to complete the trifecta, scout number 3. Who surely is living an uneventful life down on the beach.
You are here to help?
Or not, they found trouble as well. And now I get to go report back to Lady Mara that her scouts are not the best at staying inconspicuous, keeping out of trouble.
Oh, I am glad you have returned. Will you accompany me, my friend? The king did not prohibit it so far as I know.
Ah, K-Bar, you're still such a chump.
Thank you, my friend. I will not forget this.
Today we are gathered to hear the last wishes of Galasgil, Lord of Anfalos, who fell in service of the kingdom.
Lord Galasgil's last wishes should have been presented before now. Why wait so many months to reveal his wishes?
I found them only today.
This always cracks me up
Oh, is that
because I
so?
love
They were
just
lost.
how bad Mara is at lying and this entire
Bring them forth, Lady Mara.
subterfuge that she's doing here. Like, she's had tons of time to lay all this out, and she is just so bad at it.
The seal is broken. How are we to know the contents of this testament are as Lord Galasgil intended? Mara might have written anything within.
So we go examine the clearly open and tampered with will.
My scribe has much skill and experience with the
Not
written
suspicious at all.
word. He will tell us if Golazgil wrote this testament. Kaibar.
We have Kaibar, who all of a sudden starts doing CSI Middle Earth.
Oh,
Handwriting
yes,
analysis.
of course, my king. It is true, the seal is broken, but the letter within is written in only one hand.
That proves nothing. Mara might have written or rewritten it in its entirety.
Lady Mara, can you produce a sample of your husband's writing for us?
Oh, I suppose there might be something within this chamber.
My friend, find a sample of Golazgil's writing. Show it to Kaibar.
Alright, time to find usable handwriting sample. Which I always found funny, because years back, after a little work, I got to the point where I could write my old boss's signature and a lot of other things in handwriting that you could not tell apart from his own. Because I would sign checks for the company and do other correspondence in his name. So,
Handwriting matches perfect.
unless you're really, really good, and I don't think Kaibar here
Thank you,
truly
Kaibar.
is CSI
Read us
Middle
now
Earth,
the last wishes of Lord Golazgil.
putting two pieces of writing together and just
Very
comparing
well,
them
my
side
king.
by side is not exactly bulletproof
I,
detective.
Golazgil of Anfalas, make this record in the library of Lond Kirion, my home. Tomorrow I depart for Minas Tirith at the command of the steward Denethor. Should I not return, this testament will direct the disposal of my land and property.
Thankfully, we get a fade out on this, and we don't actually need to see the entire reading of the will scene. They spared us that.
And to the fishing village of Melgobas, I leave that same sum in gold. I direct also that they be given my notes on water temperature and the currents. The streams of Gondor all lead to the sea eventually. But it seems to me that even the Bay of Belfalas has rivers of its own. I have one more wish, and I hold it most dear. To my son Orgolas, I leave the great ship Folfaroth, the Wave Hunter. May he command the Wave Hunter in service of Gondor when he is old enough. I hope to stand alongside him on the deck when he does. But if I cannot, may he follow in his father's footsteps all the same. To my dear wife Mara, I leave my love and all remaining lands and titles I possess. May she rule Anfalas
Yep,
well
give
and
your
wisely
young son
till our
a
son
worship.
and my heir Orgolas comes of age. That is the end.
Perfectly reasonable.
Thank you, Kaibar. As King of Gondor, I command that these wishes of loyal Golazgil be carried out as best they may.
Right, so Elisar and I will talk to Lady Mara after all of this is over.
I am sorry, but it was very hard to hear these things.
I have to ask you something, Mara.
Yeah, the question everybody wants to know here is, what were you doing opening the will when you knew you were going to get caught? Like, you didn't do a good job of this. You had to know you'd get busted.
I am grateful for your discretion earlier, my king.
And, of course, the reason why she did is because she was afraid that the will would have exactly what it had in it, which is, let's give a kid a warship.
I entreat you to forbid Orgolas from leaving Lorne Kyrian, no matter what his father has gifted to him.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
I understand this request, Mara, but I fear you may do more harm with it than you will prevent.
Basically, don't, too long didn't read is, don't tell the kid not to do something, because that's the quickest way to get a kid to do something. Instead, let him come along with a traveling band of adventurers to see the world. Okay, hang on a second. I'm detecting flaws with this plan too. This is maybe a little bit sketchy.
I do not know.
Mara has a much more reasonable suggestion, which is, sure, but I'm sending a babysitter with you. I would not just, suggest tossing your son into a traveling band of, I know he's the king now, but still Aragorn. He's a traveling adventurer at heart, as he's already proven when he's still trying to be the king. So we'll go check in with the babysitter-to-be, because we have to have at least one adult in the group to take care of the rest of us. And
I am surprised Lady Mara has
Darren.
agreed to allow Orgolas to depart with the king and queen.
Is it true? I am to depart with the king's party for Pinath Gelline? That is wonderful news!
Don't get too excited, kid.
Do you think there will be fighting?
And this is exactly what Mara was afraid of.
Young Orgolas says the road we must take through Thingast may be haunted.
And this is another thing that cracks me up, is that Aragorn is skeptical about, the kid says the road may be haunted. I mean, I don't know about that. Dude, you are a Dunedain ranger. You led an army of the dead. We've gone through the paths of the dead. We also went back through more of them when we came back through just a day or two ago. You know that that is a distinct possibility. Why are you so skeptical here? So we get the option to, on our way to the next town, defeat beasts or spirits. Just to spite Aragorn, I like to kill spirits. let's see what we can find. Oh, and would you look at that? It's a deadlight right outside of town. But yes, definitely make fun of the kid for saying that things may be haunted out here, the kid who knows the area well. Thought there was something down on the beach here. I'm thinking of a different beach. Yep, that is not the beach I was looking for. Oh yeah, and all the way back, you're right, all the way back to the Barrow Downs. Like, I keep going back to the Pass of the Dead because that's around here, but yeah, the Barrow Downs. Like, how are you incredulous about there being the dead around here just because it's, you know, out in Gondor? It's that whole thing where characters act like the story needs them to act at any given time, I suppose. But still, I find it amusing that he's just so dismissive of the idea. And yeah, if I go a little bit further down in one of these beaches, there aren't just dead lights, there are actual like Path of the Dead style dead. Did I lose my archer? Oh, no, there. Okay, one more, and then I will make my way to the next town. And I get to tell Aragorn or King Elisar, yeah, about those hauntings. Oh, yep, see, there we go. Right up here, we see proper undead. Like translucent, ghostly soldier guy. One of the wretched dark waters. And Gulo, don't tell Sparrow on me, but I was killing birds. She gets very upset when I do that. Let's see, where am I going from here? Oh, I gotta go all the way up north for this next one. Did I lose track of the road? I absolutely lost track of the road. Yep. So I keep getting distracted by all these undead that don't exist in the area. I swear there's a bridge or a crossing. Okay, there it is up ahead of me. I knew I didn't have to actually swim across the river here. It's just I was way further off than I thought. Yeah. There's the road. I knew where I was the whole time. Okay, so now I'm in Tomb Roast, which is a kind of
There is always work to be done.
sleepy little vineyard town here. Check in with the traveling party. And immediately get asked, hey, can you go bump some wine off the locals? Like, not can you check on the safety of the area because the king and queen are coming through, but can you get me some wine?
Welcome to Earfell, the most fruitful field among all the green hills of Pinath Gelling.
Alright, I went and did your chores for me, now give me some wine.
You have done very well with the work.
Thank you for these. No, we cannot open them now.
Alright, so now we have our saved special wine. Get to check in with the king.
Our next destination is Ost-Arndir, stronghold of the Lord of the Green Hills.
Alright, so we're headed to Ost-Arndir, and the one of the things that is important later on is King Elisar will start naming different things like Lord of the Green Hills and giving the some of the various people in these areas titles, which do matter down the road in the story, at least for helping piece together things later on.
Is named Nauriel. She is high in the order of knights that protects Pinath Gelling.
Right, so, yep, he's basically saying you can stick around here and help the people of Tomb Roast out if you want, or you can just dip and head to Ost-Arndir. That is what I'm going to do, because we are doing no side questing. As again, all the side quests I'd be doing out here would just be blue or teal still. Kind of not worth the time unless you're doing it to be completionist or really need rep or rewards. Yeah, let's see, that quest reward was a shield, which I'm not going to use because I have a big two-handed sharp thing. We're going to ignore the conspicuous smoke coming from a nearby town. Not stopping. You're not going to trick me into side questing. And I'm not going to stop in the village that is dead ahead of me. There's not a stable point there, or the farm, rather. But it does have one of the funniest quests in this chunk of the game. Is part of a quest chain, which ends up in that little farm there. I will not spoil anything. It's not any actual piece of story, but it is absolutely hilarious when you get there and finish that quest. Some of the quest writing in especially the King's Gondor part of this expansion, the quest writers obviously were having a good time when they wrote them, because there is some incredible silliness. Right, here we are in Ostarndir. There's a random minstrel running around leveling.
We must strive to defend our newly gained peace.
Okay,
Have you come to
stable point
Good.
is grabbed, and let's go check in with our trailing party. So this is Lady Nariel's keep, and again we were told that her husband was the Lord of the Green,
home of the Lady
Knight of the Green,
Knight of the Green Hills.
and she's now, that is now her title. She is the Knight of the Green. This is important later on. And this is a cool little keep in its design here, like how everything is. It's very unlike a lot of the stuff that tended to be in the earlier parts of the game. Like, this is very decorated and put together, and there's a lot of stuff that makes sense and is cool. They've even got these little indoor areas. It is a pain to navigate until you learn the layout of this place, like what's where and how to get up to the places you need to go on the second level and not get stuck or have to completely backtrack. Go up the stairs and immediately switch back around to the left, because going to the right would just take us in a circle that gets us nowhere.
I am pleased to see you among the Green Hills, King Elisar and Queen Arwen.
Yep, so she's happy to see us and says, "Oh, hey, yeah, you've got a kid with you? Go introduce him to my son." Putting these two together, nothing bad can come of this. Like, there will be no consequences from introducing two rowdy, royal or semi-royal kids and an adventuring company. everything here is going to go perfectly smooth. And of course, Orgelus's answer is, no, we'll be totally fine. You can go ahead and go back. Oh, that's right. We need to check in with not the royals. They're doing royal stuff. We need to head back out and check in with the guard at the gate. Let Aragorn kind of keep on his magical mystery Gondor tour. Hebron, what you got for us?
There is always something that needs doing in and around Ostandir.
Inevitably, while the royals are talking, hey, can you go out and just kill some bad stuff around here? Yes, we will do your job for you. It's okay. Basically, they just have to give us a reason to go out and kill things. Remind us that we are still playing an MMO. And my archer is still far cooler and more competent than I am. I'm really just here to back up my NPC. There's usually a decent amount of enemies we can get all around these little ruins here, so we don't have to go wandering all throughout the hills and the grasslands to find the 10 that we need. Alright, that takes care of our obligation. We can go back and tell the guard that we have made the land safe for him. After all, we killed some sheep and some birds. Mostly because he was not very specific about what he would count as killing enemies.
I am grateful for your service on behalf of Ostandir and the Lady Norio.
Okay, the kids have shown up and they're arguing.
Do you often befriend liars and encourage them to speak untruths?
And of course, Orgelus is telling stories about Aragorn. And we know that Aragorn is one of the Dunedain and is much older than he looks like. But new kid here is not buying it and is kind of put off by it. And I already have a full inventory again. I promise I'll fix that one of these days.
He is just making it up.
Alright, so we tell Orgelus.
It is true.
No, it's okay.
I am not lying.
And they want to go play on the warship and run off without listening to us. So nothing bad can come of two kids running off to go play on a docked warship, right? That's perfectly reasonable. But that is where I'm going to knock off for the night, because basically got done what I was looking to do as far as get some instances run and get a little bit more leveling done on this alt. So let's see who is playing Lotro that I can throw to. No names I recognize right off the top of my head, so we'll just go ahead and throw to, looks like Busy Beth is playing. Go ahead and pop over there and say howdy.